Happy New Year. Welcome back to
Debatable,
the Debatable Podcast. MC War,
the official sport of rap battling.
Man, and it's really War World 3 out here, man. For real, between the drones, the extraterrestrials coming down right now, New Jersey, between, they all over now. Between that and then what's this, the state of hip hop is crazy right now, man. So, yeah, listen, man, let's start off with Joey Badass versus
Brooklyn
versus Flatbush, Kendrick Lamar, and really Daylyt. It's really Joey Badass versus Daylyt right now. It's really Joey Badass versus Daylyt. But shouts out to the Joey Badass track, produced by Conductor, The Ruler's Back. The beat is, it's not my flavor. I come from a different era. Y'all hear what we do with MC War. So if you heard the Charlie Clips verse on P, yeah. I got it. Let's see what's another one. Enes versus Sayari Kid.
Let me rap to that beat. Yo, yeah. Check it. See.
What's another? That's my kind of flavor when it comes to beats. It's a different type of flavor. So I can't say that's mine, but I know Conductor's hot right now because Conductor produced that same track that Drake was dissing LeBron James and, venting and all of that on.
Shoulders I gave in the Hamptons, it come with the distance. Figured we was always gonna be close like ovens and kitchens. I was sadly mistaken, the loyalty wasn't a given. It's all good.
But yeah, man, so then Tut, man. Who you got, man? Who you got? Daylyt versus, because really it's Daylyt versus, because right now that's who's responding. Daylyt versus Joey Badass. Who you got?
I would like to see it happen. It seems like, Joey Badass is a technician in his writing skills. And even within the diss track, his subliminals, his punchlines, he put the words in place in such a way to say that if it was a battle, it could be very, very interesting. So as of right now, I don't have anybody. I would just say I would love to see the competition to see how it plays out, because I've always wanted to see Daylyt go against someone like, a Loaded Lux, a wordsmith that's able to put the words together in so many different ways. It's like listening to a Wu-Tang album, you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't have anybody right now, but I definitely could appreciate it. Shouts out to your man. What's his name? Gene. What's his name?
Scar. Hold up. I'm pulling him up right now.
Scar Gene.
Yeah. Something like that. Let's pull it up.
He got the hip hop as a sport.
Screwface Gene instead of Scarface. That's why it made me think Scar. Screwface Gene.
Shouts out to him. Because I rocks with you. I rocks with your commentation.
Because I'm gonna be honest. Okay, so we were talking about 90s diss records, 90s battles versus 2020 battles, right? It's a lot of subs right now. Like, the subs is out of this world. Like, I'm like, whoa, we definitely needed interpreters. You know what I'm talking about? So shouts out to Screwface Gene for interpreting the record. I caught a couple. Which one did I catch? I caught the Capital Steez, obviously, on the HIYU record. Capital Steez, rest in peace. That's Joey Badass, man. I've been following Joey Badass since he came out because he has been holding the torch, along with ASAP Rocky, ASAP Mob. It's been a few guys that came out of New York. You gotta support because they was coming with their own sound, and I was feeling Joey Badass a little bit more because ASAP Rocky and them, ASAP Mob was sounding. They was kind of they were influenced by South Houston, Texas. They said that, right? So a lot of their music was emulating that, right?
Okay.
And Joey Badass was definitely giving you that Brooklyn, that, multi-syllable, lyrical, everything that I look for in an MC, So shouts out to Joey Badass. Rest in peace to Capital Steez. Of course I caught a couple of those obvious bars, but I definitely needed an interpreter. Whereas 90s is a lot more direct, right? So we'll go to that, right? But I think it's an even, you know, I know the shots was at Kendrick Lamar. That's how everybody, you know, framed it. I mean, that's how we gonna look at it. You know, shouts out to your boy. He didn't really dive in on the, I mean, he pulled out the murals part too, and I feel like, you know, when he was saying, you know, I don't got awards, I got murals in my city. I think that was another, you know, possible shot because come on, Kendrick Lamar's song is whacked out murals, right? And of course, no more West Coast, you know, too much West Coast, you know, lickin, right?
That's the Jay-Z line.
Yeah, right. Shouts out to Den Tuff for reminding me who came with that line. And you know, I'm here, these ninjas throwing rocks really ain't ish sticking. Cause if we talking bar for bar, really is slim pickings. So yeah, shouts out. So I mean, so now the fact that Daylyt came out and responded quickly, no hesitation, right? And then when we talk about, you know, when we do our ranking, right? Though Joey Badass is doing his thing, movies, acting, you know, has definitely carried New York on his back. The song do got 1 million views, just came out like a couple days ago. So he's doing his thing. Yet, I think the more evenly yoked battle might be a Daylyt versus a Joey Badass, as opposed to a Kendrick Lamar versus...
Nah, you gotta keep that Kendrick over there with Drake.
That's my point. That's my point. And so... Another thing, right? So shouts out to Daylyt, man. The HIYU record was crazy. You know, he's talking about how he's bodied MCs in New York City. He's definitely caught some bodies. That's a fact. Talked about the tat on his arm for Capital Steez. I didn't even know. I guess Daylyt, but he was showing video of him, like, you know, running in New York City with a lot of the legends, you know, including Slaughterhouse, right? Because I saw Joel Ortiz, I saw Joe Button. You know, I saw a lot of people in the back. So I guess what was that referencing? That was just showing that, you know, I'm in New York, right? I run in New York, you know, I do my thing in New York, right? Type thing. And then, you know, he also talked about, you know, what else he talked about? You know, I mean, that's the only thing that I caught. That's why we went to the interpreter, right? You know, but outside of that, man, you know, I think that's an even match, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Daylyt, Joey Badass on a beat, because you know it's MC War. And then, you know, for us, we don't mess with the streets. We don't mess with the beef when it comes to hurting each other, killing each other, because that's another thing we can respect with the brother Screwface Gene,
yeah,
right? Is that, you know, it's MC War, the official sport of battle rap.
Hip hop's a sport.
Yeah, so you know his thing is hip hop is a sport. It is, so we got to treat it that way. That means we got to keep it in the pyramid. You get what I'm saying?
Word.
So bring it to MC War, man. Let's talk about it. But definitely, shouts out to both of them now. So now, Conductor, you know, hot right now. But guess who produced Daylyt's beat?
Oh,
Daylyt. yeah. And I was feeling, I'm gonna be honest, between the two, I was a little, you know, hey man, it's my personal opinion. I was feeling the Daylyt beat better. And so for me to find out that Daylyt produced it, unless he didn't release who produced it, and online they just have it registered as Daylyt, but online it says Daylyt produced it, man. But shouts out to Daylyt. The track is fire. We're gonna need to see that. Joey Badass versus Daylyt. Let's see where it goes, because both of the songs said
not the end.
It's not over, you know. So let's see where it goes. So now look, 90s battles versus 2020 battles, right? It's definitely different, because with the perfect example, what's the perfect example? The brother Noble from Outlaws, you know, he just dissed Nas, right? And when you listen, it's totally different. You get what I'm talking about?
That dude angry, man.
Yeah, it's so not only the anger right now. That's a funny thing. Both of them were on some. They were on some the most laid back diss records I've ever heard in life, right?
Word.
Yo, some records, even the Daylyt one, which I liked a little bit better, it still was like mad laid back, like, you know. So I'm like, yo, it's just a different era, man, different day and time. The way y'all, and you know, I'm not saying, because you know they get it in. Like, these guys are definitely fly off the handle. They definitely shooters. You know what I'm talking about? They definitely do what they say, right? Yeah, it's just different, right? You know, so So yeah, now the difference is, like I said, it's a lot of subs, right? With, you know, which is dope because, you know, there was always subs in hip hop. You know, even back, remember, the funny thing is when Nori was talking about it, remember we listened to Nori, was he on a podcast? Yeah, he was on, he had this brother, he had Mad Skills on his show. About 4 months ago, we were listening to the Mad Skills show that was when he was on Drink Champs. And remember, they were trying to convince Nas that Jay was dissing him because there was a lot of subliminals.
Right.
It was a bunch of subs that was coming out at first. He was like, yo, they talking about you. They were like trying to tell him that, yo, these are directed at you. Right. Yet the Noble joint, y'all gotta go check that out. Noble dissing Nas, man. Shouts out to the Outlaws. No disrespect to Nas, that's one of my favorite rappers. You know, we keeping it all hip hop. We just want to go ahead and talk about the difference. It's called euthanasia, and straight to the point. You get what I'm talking about? Right. Straight name calling. You know, I mean, this guy. You know, they was mentioning the fact that they saved Nas. You know, Nas, I guess, you know the story of Nas. Remember there was a story with Nas, it was a bunch of them, and I guess they saw Tupac or whatever, so I guess he's saying he lied. Either which way, he said they saw him with 40 guys and they spared him, you know, because of whatever reason. I guess because they represent, they loved his rapping. You know, they was like, you know, they like, yo, Nas is that guy for New York City, don't beat him up, that type thing. They called Jungle the drunk uncle, you know. I don't know. See, the thing about it, I don't know. The things I heard about Jungle, it's just that certain people, you gotta be careful when you pull their name into the rhymes, because some of these guys, they not MCs,
right?
So they just go one direction with it,
right?
You know what I'm talking about? And that direction is usually left. You know?
I mean, all I can say with this situation right here, I don't know. I really don't understand. You know, because everything he's talking about is dated.
Yeah, it's definitely dated. Yo, even in the comments, they were like, 30 years late.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's dated. Like, yeah. So it's like, I just don't understand, you know what I mean? Why, what came over you? Maybe it's the views, maybe it's the attention.
Yeah. And he did just drop a lot of, he just dropped another song. So Euthanasia, the funny thing is not on the Outlaws YouTube channel, but he does have a new song that dropped on the Outlaws new YouTube channel 2 days ago. You get what I'm talking about? So I mean,
it makes sense, in that regard. But I think it could have been tasteful.
Yeah.
It could have been way more tasteful, and you could have kind of dragged it out a bit more in several different, I guess, you know, freestyle.
Yeah.
You could have carried that. If that's how you feel, you could have carried that for about a good 5, 6
That's a fact.
Talking about your feelings.
Yeah, but that's the difference between, I think, when it's on, you know, from the 90s, the older heads. So we've been talking too. If it's like, you remember, you've been like, the energy of the older heads has been different. Like, it's been like, why are the older heads popping off? Why are they popping off so quickly? Like, you know, right? Like it's 1995 again.
Yeah, I mean, I'm listening to the music and I'm like, these guys, the energy that's being put out there,
right?
It's like the 90s. Like, what's coming off of the screen is like, oh, it's like I remember this time right here, like, you know. And I guess, you know, a lot of it is just basically the day and time that we in. It's like, you know, what cats used to talk about was spooky and
right.
They were doing it, but I guess right now it's more intense because it's happening and guys that's coming out their coffins, you know what I'm saying? The ones that was doing it from before,
yeah,
it's like, you know, it's time to get back active again.
Yeah, it's a different, the energy. I mean, everything is about war right now.
Yeah, word.
You know what I'm saying?
Stay
you know,
dangerous.
Yeah, damn, man, you hit that on the nose. So, you know, for us, it's like, get out the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you living in the area and you got to stay dangerous, bro, it ain't worth it. It's definitely not worth it.
Definitely about getting out the way.
It's definitely, you know, you don't got to be in New York City. You know what I'm talking about? Even if you want to be up north, you could be anywhere, man. You got Jersey, you know, outside of the extraterrestrials, they not coming, they haven't came at anybody yet, right? So, you know, outside of that, you know, Jersey, you got all these different places where it's space. where you could go and you got space, you could breathe, and you could bring your family, and so it is what it is. But you don't necessarily have to stay in these areas where you gotta stay dangerous and you gotta be lit 24/7, and you know what I'm talking about. So it's a different day and time, definitely, we want y'all to be careful out there, but yeah, it's a war energy, man, because it's like how many wars are going on, and then then you got Trump talking about, first of all, you got the war in the Middle East, right? Because they still going, right? And I know Trump is saying it better stop by the time he gets in office, but it hasn't stopped, right? And then you got Ukraine versus Russia. He's saying he's gonna stop that one too, but then he talking about he about to take Greenland, right? Canada, and the Panama Canal, bro.
He's playing snatches, man, just like Putin. If Putin, I don't know if I'm saying it.
Yeah, Putin. Well, either one. I don't know.
Putin can take Ukraine, Georgia.
Right.
And he was just playing snatches. Man.
Yeah, he definitely is. Keep in mind that those were parts of the USSR, weren't they?
At some point,
they were already parts of it.
They got their own sovereignty.
Yeah.
He's like, listen.
I'm thinking he's following the plan that was laid out. You know what I'm talking about? Before he got in office, like, because they got their KGB, their CIA, they got their continuity of government. Like, okay, we're gonna lay low now. They done stopped us. The Cold War's over. It looked like they got us, right? They made us fall back, but guess what? We're gonna come back and get those territories that are ours.
Fact. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, the whole thing is, once upon a time it was all together, and then but once these people got their sovereignty and they doing their own thing,
right?
Leave them alone.
That's true. Good point.
These guys
good point.
have a self-determination.
Facts.
It's like, okay, over here, he's like, nah, I don't want.
It's
but like Taiwan. Taiwan is like, yo, leave me alone, China.
Right.
China like, nah, you're over here. You belong over here with us.
Right.
And I don't care how you feel.
So that wouldn't be them exercising their self-determination. I just want to ask this: Russia reclaiming areas that they felt were theirs? No, right? Because the people there are not, unless there's a consensus of the people there.
The moment they separate, you know what I mean? It's like it's not supposed to happen in the first place.
Right.
The moment it exists, and the moment the separation takes place, it's not snatches and
I get it.
Get backs. You know what I mean?
No get backs. No get backs.
It's already happened. Like, you know what I mean? You allow me to separate. You allow me to go do me. I'm gonna go do me, and allow me to do me. You know what I'm saying? You can't just wake up one day like, You got lithium over there?
Yeah.
Word? You got lithium under your ground?
Where? Oh, in some of the territories that he's trying to take back.
In Ukraine, there's lithium over there.
So similar to what they want to do in Greenland. Because I heard Greenland is rich in what they call it, rare earth materials or rare earth minerals.
You heard?
Under Greenland.
So it's like, once he like, okay, you got lithium over there?
Right.
I want that lithium.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I could do all types of stuff with the lithium. You know what I mean? Because lithium is not just for batteries. I'm sure they could do all types of stuff with it. You know what I mean? So, I just don't think that it's correct. But that's what he's about to do right now. He's like, okay, that playbook. It did pretty well.
Yep.
The war, they made money off of the war.
For my cousin or my brother-in-law, right? Because that's his. You never know how they related by way of his wife, right?
Come on, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, my brother-in-law did an ill play.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I'm about to do the same thing.
Exactly.
I want Canada. I want. And he even told dudes like, look,
dudes,
if you don't fall, you need to fall in line and become a governor.
Let me tell you, made it.
It's about to become United States.
He stepped down. The fact that the Prime Minister of Canada, now everybody that voted for Trump, now I'm not saying who you should vote for, but now this is what you voted for. So you about to get what you asked for. You know what I'm talking about? So. But it is what it is. I'm not saying that you would have got something better from Kamala, but it's definitely getting crazy. So he stepped down. Also, I want to say that Drake is officially lost based on the fact that Canada's about to get taken over by America. Kendrick Lamar might have sparked this. He might have sparked this whole thing, but I feel like the fact that Canada is about to become a part of is about to become a part of the United States of America,
They're not like us.
is officially that's another L for Canada. I'm so sorry, you know what I'm saying? And I know Canada got dope MCs. You know, Drake took a loss. We know he took a loss, and then he took a second loss when he sued, and then a third loss with this last one where he's complaining about, you know, who is he complaining about? LeBron James and
The example, man. The example was corny, man.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I guess
Yeah,
that's
man.
the other side,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
That's that side of him with the
Yeah.
rich lawyers. Man.
Yeah,
All I'm saying
Something.
is you don't utilize that type of example,
No,
man.
definitely not.
Because, like, like, okay, I understand what you're saying. You and your feelings about your label, what your label did to you. I get it, right? But you cannot utilize the fact that it's like, you know, if Nike want to discredit you and say that you're cheating.
Right.
The moment you say the man is cheating and he's been with his wife.
Cheated, man. Come on, man. But
He's been with his wife since.
he's going out bad right now.
College
He's
or
like,
high
you gotta
school?
stop. Somebody
Hold
need
on.
to pump the brakes on.
It's a car. No, the car already
Yeah,
crashed.
he need to. I mean, well, he need to get
While
out
he-
of it. I
while
mean,
he waiting for the paramedics, he's still talking.
No, you know, the car could crash in the middle of the highway and cars could keep hitting it. So he need to get out the car, do something, man. Seriously, man.
Yo.
But yeah, you know, that's a triple loss. But yeah, man.
The moment you start talking about,
Yeah,
dude,
that was
could have been. You could have used the same. You could have
And
used
then-
the
and then
example.
listen, DMs
and left his wife.
DMs are not
out of
private.
it, man.
DMs are not private conversation either. I do not look at, even though, I mean, it's a new generation. You know, these guys are using social media like a phone. Like, some people don't have a phone, call me on Instagram. You know that, right? Some people like call me on Messenger, WhatsApp, you know, so I get it. For me, I'm just not sending private messages to a social media DM. It's just not me. I don't know. But, you know, again, it's a different day and time. So it is what it is. So now, the last thing I wanted to make sure we touched on, man. Yo, Jim Jones, man. Shouts out to Jim Jones, man. We definitely, look at him right there, too. Yeah, man. I hope this don't go left, man. Because with him and Cam and Mace, and, you know, I hope
Cam
the
is
same
laughing at it. Man.
Okay,
Cam
cool,
and
cool,
Mace,
cool,
them guys, like,
well, he needs to laugh too, man, because he's in a position where Jim Jones is so high up, man. Songs with the greatest rappers alive. He done evolved. Yo, Jim Jones is somebody that we saw go from. He went from an okay MC to a dope MC. Right? I mean, to me, Jim Jones right now is a dope MC.
And from my understanding, Mace is responsible for that. Mace is the one that took him into the room and like, look, put it together this way. It's how you should do it this way. Cause like, you're gonna be hanging with us, man. You might as well
Interesting.
be rapping. You know what I'm
Interesting.
saying? This is what Cam dropped the joint.
Wow.
Cam dropped the archive. I think Cam. When I'm learning about this dude, he got a lot of old stuff.
Yeah, he was around, bro. He was
got
around,
a lot of
man.
old stuff.
Remember, Biggie signed him, bro. That was big. So if you got any respect or hold Biggie to any high degree as an MC, that's the MC he chose to sign to his label. You know, so that's why when I always talk to you about Cam, like Cam is always gonna be one of my favorites, straight up and down. Yeah, man. But yeah, man. So
like I was saying, though, right? So it became a thing where Cam drops this old joint breaking down the whole thing about before Dipset. You know what I mean? Because before it was Jim Jones, it was Jomo. He's like, I'm not saying that, but that's what his name was. It was Jomo. I'm not trying to diss him or nothing like that, but that's just what it was.
Jomo?
Something like that.
Okay.
And then he was just like, and my fault for not remembering exactly what it was, but he was just, the archive is so old, it's breaking down how they came together. And something happened because everything was cool. They were going to Jim Jones' house. You know what I'm saying? He was going to Jomo's house. Well, I ain't gonna say Jomo because I don't let that sound like I'm trying to send shade. So your man was doing podcasts before podcasts. Right. You know, I want to even say before Joe Buttons because the thing is cool. Can't.
Oh, so he was playing something from back in the day. Oh, wow.
It's his recording.
Right.
It's a recording of him just breaking it down on how, this dude, like, before they got together, whatever the case is, and how they got together, and how, it wasn't really all like that. You follow what I'm saying?
Right.
It was more so, Mace got the bread, And you know, he started getting funny style, and Cam was like, yo, man, bump this dude, man. He's acting up. But he was still showing him genuine love because they've been together since 10 years old or whatever.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So the moral of what I'm talking about is Jim Jones, you know what I'm saying? He was cool, but he wasn't a rapper. So your man Mace was like, yo, look, if you're gonna be around us, man, you gotta know how to rap. And he actually took him into the room and sat him down and taught him how to rap.
Wow.
And then boom, time went on. He got better. As he got better, boy.
Yeah, he came with a hit. But now he's even better.
He's a force to be.
Yeah.
And
the
he's
skill set he got now, he developed.
And he's willing to battle. This is what I
love
about it.
Facts.
He was about to give it to Pusha T.
We need to circle back on that.
Come on.
We need to circle back. Yup. Jim Jones did say he did give us an okay. He gave us a price. He gave us a number. We need to circle back.
Come on.
And with that, it's debatable.